Test. We are joined now in studio by Dale Reckless, MRS Physical Therapy. You usually bring some props for your demonstrations. I like how you brought them today, Dale, in a Christmas stocking.
That's right. So if you're watching on our Facebook site, you see my Christmas stocking here that I have today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things today, actually. But a lot of things I just stuffed into this simple Christmas stocking here, things that you can use as stocking stuffers at home. So
genius.
If you're still thinking, boy, I just need to fill up that stocking with a couple more things, or if you want some healthy advice, some healthy options, in addition to the candy that you're putting in the stocking, these are some great ideas for you that we're going to talk about today.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I need. Stocking stuffers. Thank you.
This is that time of year where we have like a week to go, and you probably all your major gifts are bought, hopefully, because you're getting pretty close to running out of the shipping opportunities for getting things. But that's what I have to do left. I have all my stocking stuffers left. I'm like, okay, I got to fill the stockings now for the family. So if you're thinking the same thing I am at home right now, you might be listening today and watch for some advice for some things that you can just throw in your loved ones' stockings that are they're great options, and they're not expensive, and they're also healthy options as well.
Let's see. Is one of those the MRS Physical Therapy shirt you're wearing, that bright red Christmas shirt?
We do not actually sell my work shirts because I don't want people showing up pretending they're physical therapists, right? But we do have T-shirts. When you come in to see us at MRS Physical Therapy and you successfully finish your program, you get a free T-shirt when you come to see us for that. So, but no, that's not one of the items. But we have so many things that are helpful and healthy options for you that we're going to talk about today.
Oh, please do.
So the first thing I'm going to pull out here is a gift certificate for our stretching program. So this is something simple. You can give this to maybe a coworker or a family member. And stretching has become really popular and well known in the last couple of years with different stretching programs around. Well, MRS has their own stretching program, and stretching was this stretching program we do was actually invented by a doctor, a nurse, and some physical therapists back in the 40s. So you see all these stretching establishments going up now. The local communities have these stretching programs where you go in and you get a stretch. Well, that was invented by a physical therapist. And because it is a physical therapist wheelhouse, we developed a program at our clinic as well. We have it at both the Bridgewater Clinic as well as the Cranberry Clinic. So this gift certificate that you can get a single gift certificate. The single gift certificate for a 25-minute session is $39, or you can get a 4-pack, save some money with a 4-pack that's $149 for a 25-minute session. You can also buy a 50-minute session. A 50-minute session is $75. So very reasonably priced. If you price shop, you can compare our prices to other places. You'll see our prices beating the other establishments, as well as we actually have physical therapists and physical therapy assistants doing the stretching. So and I'm going to do a little demo with you, Scott, when you're ready, and show you what it means to get stretched. So I'm going to have Scott come take a seat in the chair over here. So we're not hopping up on the table today. I'm just going to have you sit in the chair over here. So
I get leg cramps all the time, so I'm
going to
really
have you
looking
put the chair right next to me here and make sure that's going to be on camera. So if you're sitting in that chair, like we said at the beginning of the show, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can watch how this works. So this is a stretch. It's assisted stretching. That means the therapist actually stretches you. So we talk a lot about stretching in our shows and how to stretch yourself. But this is assisted stretching. And we use something called PNF. PNF is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So a PNF type of stretching is where the therapist assists you to stretching, where you will tighten up your muscles, then you'll relax your muscles. So it's a way to get the muscles to overall relax. So I'm going to show you a demonstration with Scott here where I show you what his range of motion, his flexibility length is in his shoulders. And then we'll do what's called a PNF, or contract relax stretching, where he will tighten up his muscles and then relax them. Then when he tightens up and relaxes, we'll see a little bit more range of motion. And we can do this for any joint and any muscle in the body. So that when you come in for a 25 or a 55-minute stretch, we're doing full body stretches. So you might come in and say, Dale, I really need to work on my legs or my hips, and we'll certainly focus on that. But this is a full body stretch. So we'll do head, shoulders, trunk, hips, knees, and ankles when you're getting that full body stretch with us. And like I said, if you want to just come in and call us and get a stretch, you can do that. Or if you want to use one of these gift certificates and buy a gift card, you can give that to a loved one. Then they can just call and come in at any time during our open business hours and get stretched out.
Now, remind people the address where you guys are located.
Yeah. So we have two different clinics. One is MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater. That's right in Stone Point Landing, right in the heart of Bridgewater. That's 500 Market Street. And that telephone number is 724-728-7550. If you want to come to our Cranberry office is on Route 19 right next to North Park Lounge. And that number is 724-591-8121. You can come to either of our clinics to get the stretch as well as any of these things that we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and demonstrate a stretch here, Scott. So you're going to stay sitting.
Okay.
I'm going to use this mic here. So it's a little closer. So you're going to put both hands behind your head. Okay. So what this is I'm going to be looking at stretching your shoulders, your pectoral muscles, and your anterior deltoid muscle. So the first thing is just kind of opening up like this and coming back. Okay. So this is his physical limitation. And then I'm going to put my hands here, and he's going to pull into my hands. So go ahead and pull into my hands. You're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. And we're going to back out in that same stretch here. And then he opens up a little bit more into this stretch. Okay. And then we hold this for about 15-second hold. Then we have him pull forward again and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. And we're going to open that up a little bit more. So that's called PNF stretching. And just through that PNF stretching, thanks, Scott, for that demo.
Good.
That PNF stretching is a way to get the muscles to relax and to improve the range of motion. And like I said, we can do that for any joint in the body. The demonstration I just showed you is for the shoulder. So, and that's an important one. For Scott is a good example, someone that sits at his desk for his job, and he sits with his, looking forward, his shoulders are forward, his head's forward, he's looking down, he's looking at his computer screen, he's talking to you guys on air. And these muscles in the front of the pectoral muscles and the anterior deltoid muscles get tight just posturally from how Scott works through his day. And so just opening that up through that stretch will help him posturally. This is just a stretching program, but I might advise for him to do a strengthening program on top of that, because if we're just stretching and improving your flexibility, that's the first task. That's great. But then you need to stabilize and strengthen that so it stays with good posture and stays open up. So I'd recommend on top of that for him to do some strengthening of the upper back, lower cervical, lower neck muscles to facilitate that. So over the course of time, working on that flexibility helps to open things up. But then you also want to work on some strengthening in addition to that to maintain that flexibility that we gain just from that simple stretching. So that's our stretch program using, like I said, the PNF program to do that.
I do feel looser now doing that. That one stretch you did, I feel. I felt like I didn't realize how tight how clenched my muscles were.
It's fairly simple to do as far as an activity, but like I said, we do the full body program for that with our stretch program. We do the head, the neck. Well, when I say the head, I'm talking about the neck. So the neck, the shoulders, the trunk muscles, the core muscles, your hips. Their hips are huge. People are really tight in their hips most of the time. And so their stretching program really helps out improve the flexibility of those hip muscles using the PNF program. The hamstrings, the knees, the ankles, the full body stretch. Like I said, we have a 25-minute session for only $39. You can buy a gift certificate for that. You can buy a single session. You can buy a 4-pack session. If you buy a 4-pack, you save some money. It's only $149 for a 4-pack session for the 25-minute session. Or if you want to buy a full 50-minute session, some people prefer a longer stretch, a longer time frame, and that's only $75 for the 50-minute stretch. So again, a simple gift card, like you're going around buying gift cards for your loved ones, family members, coworkers. The gift of stretch is a good, healthy option for you. So let's continue to go through my stocking here today and see what else Santa brought me. Oh, look at this. We brought some orthotics. All right. If you listen to my show ever, I love these Power Step orthotics. They're a great choice. The Power Step orthotics, they're very inexpensive, only $48. These are actually cheaper if you buy them through us than if you go to Amazon. So we beat Amazon. How about that? Nice. I'm very proud of that, beating Amazon prices, because you get it directly from us. You can come in and tell us your size. The nice thing about these Power Step orthotics is they're full length. The big deal breaker between these Power Step versus other ones that you might find in Walmart is this arch right here. This arch is a firm arch. It's not flimsy. The front bends, but the arch itself, it has good firmness where you need that arch support there. So when you're putting the weight of your body on your feet, that gives you some good arch support there. So it supports your arch. It's not flimsy. It's not gonna disappear like most orthotics that you buy in the Walmart stores like that. So it's great arch support, has a great cushioning in the heel. If anyone deals with plantar fasciitis issues, foot pain, if you're on your feet for work, if you're an athlete, and you're trying to work on your jumping, your mobility. Orthotics are a great way to help neutralize your alignment, so your ankles, your knees, your hips, your low back. It decreases your likelihood of having injuries for an everyday athlete, high school athlete, things like that. I have my kids wearing these because my kids need support in their ankles, because I watch when they jump. They're volleyball players, so when they jump, their feet turn in. And that's not good for their knees and their hips. So I have my volleyball playing kids wear these to help neutralize their alignment, so they're less likely to get injured from doing that repetitive jumping over and over again. But good for everyday workers. I wear these Power Step orthotics myself. I've been wearing the same brand for over 10 years now. The orthotics last anywhere from 6 months to a year. So if you had these in the past and they're over a year old, I do recommend you getting a new pair, because they have a life expectancy. The material in them, just like any material, does wear down, especially if you're wearing them every day. You should replace these every 6 months to a year, depending on your use of them. So those are the Power Step orthotics that I like to wear. All right, let's see what else we have in stocking. Oh, I like this one. This one is really well packaged. So because it's so well packaged, it's small, it fits in a stocking. This is actually the lumbar roll. So the lumbar roll is the same as what you see here. I'm not going to open this up because someone else is going to put this in their stocking and get it as a stocking gift. But I'm going to show you the lumbar roll, which is the same thing that this turns into this once you open it up. And the lumbar roll is great for your low back. So you just put this behind your back, and when you put it behind your back, it helps you to sit up straighter. It's kind of an external cue to remind you to have good posture, especially for those people that are sitting all day. You just put it in the back of their chair there, and it kind of reminds you from going from the slumped posture that we tend to get into as we go through the course of the day to help cue you to sit up taller. And actually just this posture, you can see my mic is a little bit lower than when I first started. I was slouching and didn't realize it because now I have this lumbar roll. And I'm sitting in a good ergonomic chair. But the extra lumbar roll, even when in your ergonomic chairs, is a good helpful hint to kind of help you sit up taller. It's a reminder, it's an external cue. If you're driving for long distances, these are great. If you're flying in an airplane, those airplane seats do not have lumbar rolls built into them. So these are great little external cues to help you sit up taller for maintaining your lumbar lordosis in your back for the course of over a period of time, because we know that if you lose that and you slouch and you lose that lumbar lordosis, it puts a lot of strain on those muscles and can increase your back pain, likelihood of back injury, things like this. So the lumbar roll, nice and packaged, fits nicely into a stocking.
Look, right in the heel of the stocking. Perfect.
Right, yep, right there. Perfect in there. All right, so that's the lumbar roll there. So let's see what else I should mention the lumbar roll is, it's only $15, so really inexpensive addition to your stocking. All right, what else did Santa bring me here, Scott? Oh, look, a stretch strap. I love the stretch strap. If you've watched my show the last couple months, we did open up and we used the stretch strap. So the stretch strap is nice for working on your flexibility. You can work on your hip flexibility. Great for hamstrings. My number one use for the stretch strap, I would say, is your hamstrings. Most of us have tight hamstrings, especially the guys out there. I haven't met too many guys that don't have. I haven't met too many guys that have normal flexibility in the hamstrings. Most have flexibility issues in their hamstrings, and they need to work on it because when you have tight hamstrings, you have tight hip flexors. It ends up developing low back issues because you have that muscle imbalance of tightness in your hamstrings, tightness in your hip flexors. The stretch strap really helps out to work on your flexibility, gives you a little extra pull to work on your flexibility for your hamstrings and your hip flexors. Women, they have tightness in their hamstrings sometimes too, but I would say over 90% of the guys that I work with have issues with their hamstrings. Probably about 60% of the women have tightness in their hamstrings. They need to work on hip flexors as well. But using a good stretch strap, that's very helpful to work on that range of motion. And stretch strap, only $16. Good, really inexpensive stocking stuffer. Small, fits right in any stocking. That's a good option for you. All right, let's see. We're going to pull out of the stocking next from Santa.
These are great
Santa
ideas, by the
also
way.
brought me, some stretch bands. So these are elastic bands. So different than our stretch strap. These are for working on your strength. Okay. So remember we talked about after the stretch, the postural improvement. Now you want to work on stabilizing that by doing some strengthening. And these stretch bands are great ways to do it. This pack is a pack of 5. It has a light blue, which is light resistance, an orange, which is medium resistance, a green, which is heavy, a purple, which is extra heavy. I'm going to pull that out, and black, which is special, heavy resistance, the highest level of resistance. So the single pack comes with all 5 levels of resistance. So no matter what your level of ability is, we're going to have a color in there for you. And then as you get stronger, you can increase the resistance that you're doing. So I'm going to open up this purple one here, and these band packs, they're only $10, which is a super great deal. Only $10, and you get 5 different levels of resistance. Fits nicely into your stocking there. So this is the purple one, which is not the highest super heavy one, but you can work on things like your tricep muscles, pushing out your back muscles, going out like this, or pulling back, like I said earlier, working on your back postural muscles real good with good cervical positioning, working different directions. You can work on diagonals, pushing up like that. So also working your shoulders, your elbows, your triceps. You put it around your foot and you kick it out.
How long of a workout would you recommend?
Now you're working on your quads, your hips. You stand up, you can work on your hips. This stretch strap you use for just about any joint in your body. Oh, we also do a cervical one too. We put it behind your head like this, and then you do a chin tuck with it. And holding that chin tuck, that works on your cervical postural muscles there. So these are great. These stretch straps are awesome. Like I said, they have 5 different levels of resistance that you're going to use. If maybe you're just starting out with strength training, you might start out with the lighter blue one or the orange one. If you've been strength training for a while and you just want a different option, the purple or the black are great options for you. Or maybe you're a bigger person, you can tolerate doing a black for the leg one. Your strong, big quad muscles, hip muscle, things like that. But this is a great option. It's only $10 and fits nicely in the stocking.
Now, what time of day would you do that? Would you do that in the morning, the evening before you go to bed, or what?
Yeah, so the flexibility stuff, I usually recommend the flexibility stuff twice a day. First thing before you get out of bed in the morning, and first thing before you fall asleep at night. That's my personal routine. I've been doing that personal routine for 20 years, and it maintains my body in good shape, and I'm getting up almost 60 years old, so it's keeping me going. The strengthening, you want to warm up first. You want to warm your body up first. So you might go for a brisk walk, or ride a bike, or a stationary bike first, and warm things up. Maybe walk your treadmill, that kind of thing. But you want the body warmed up. You want the blood flow going before you work on the strengthening stuff.
Okay. Del Toro, we have one commercial break to get in.
Yep, sounds
We'll
good.
be back more. Dale Reckless, MRS Physical Therapy, giving us stocking stuffer ideas that are going to make you feel better.
The worst thing that a person can do for their family is die without a will. Please take the time to consult attorney Michael W. Nally of Nally, Elias & Associates for legal counsel and draft a last will and testament. Also, take the time to meet with your financial advisor and insurance agent to make certain you have current beneficiary accounts, annuities, and life insurance policies. Your last will and testament cannot be overstated. Call Nally, Elias & Associates, 150 Pleasant Drive, Aliquippa, and protect your future today.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
The holidays are here. It's time to celebrate. Host your office party, family get-together, or night out with family and friends at the Hangar in Moon Township. They'll customize your menu from casual appetizers to full dinner spreads. Enjoy their expansive menu with cold beer, craft cocktails, and good vibes. Don't wait. Party dates fill up fast. Call 724-457-9630 or find them on Facebook. And remember, Hangar gift cards make the perfect gift. The Hangar, 500 Flockety Run Road in Moon Township.
You've got big dreams, and Community College of Beaver County turns dreams into degrees. Choose your path in business, criminal justice, education, health sciences, industrial technology, and more. Build your skills or prepare to transfer, all at a realistic cost and with lots of support. Strong futures start at CCBC. Stop dreaming, start doing. Enroll for spring at ccbc.edu/spring26.
Nobody should be lonely, especially around the holidays. This is Cindy Haladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union.
Not again. Come on, Cindy. It's time to let somebody else do the talking, especially for this commercial. This is Kevin Cheek. It is true, seeing a smiling, friendly face like mine, especially at the teller window, can brighten anyone's day. Cheer up. There is no need to do things alone or be by yourself this holiday or anytime. Come celebrate the value and service, not to mention live in-person tellers at Friendly Federal Credit Union.
Don't be lonely this time of the year. Enjoy old-fashioned in-person transactions at Friendly Federal Credit Union. You can also click friendlyfcu.org. Happy holidays from Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, you got a friend.
Remember way back when you were young and the bus ride to and from school set the tone for what made your day special? School buses and vans have had a special place in the Fry family for 3 generations. At Fry Transportation, the student transportation industry is embraced as a tradition, privilege, and lifestyle. From the morning laughs on the way to school to the talk about the day on the way home. Memories you won't forget, just like the vintage football games aired each week on Beaver County Radio. Fry Transportation, caring for your children as they care for their own. 928 coming at you from the Fry Transportation Group studio. Scott Tatey here, joined in studio by Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy. He's brought a stocking stuffed with gift ideas on things that'll make you or one of your loved ones feel better and be healthier. I've seen some good stuff so far. Let's do a recap. You got the gift certificate.
Yep. We got the stretching gift card here for you. We got the stretch strap. We've got the lumbar roll, the orthotics, the band pack, and I think that's what we've talked about so far, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what else Santa brought us in the stocking here. Reach down in.
No chocolate.
No chocolate. A set of pulleys. So these are great if you have any kind of shoulder issues. So these pulleys, they're only $8. So if you know anyone that has any shoulder impingement, maybe rotator cuff problems, frozen shoulder history, what these pulleys are is they just go over top of your door frame. So I'll just go ahead and open these up here so I can show you how they work here. So they have this part that just goes over the door frame, and then when you close the door, it locks it in place so that this this is on your other side of your door frame. So it goes over the door frame like that, and you have it down there like that, and it allows you to work on shoulder range of motion. So when one side comes up, that one side comes down, you pull one side down, the other side comes up, and vice versa. So you're alternating back and forth to work on your shoulder range of motion. So as we age, we start to lose some of that shoulder range of motion, right? You can no longer reach up for that high shelf in your kitchen maybe, and you start to realize you're losing some motion. This is a good way to use one arm to help the other arm to maintain that range of motion. So the pulley's really inexpensive, only $8. It's a great option to throw into your stocking as well. And let's see what we got down here next. Look at this. Santa brought me some Stop Pain. So Stop Pain, it's a topical. So our Stop Pain that we sell, it's only $12, so it's a great price. But it comes in a spray-on, which this is a spray-on. You just spray it onto the body part. It's easy to reach the back and things like that with a spray. It can be a roll-on, so you can kind of roll it on, or it's a lotion, which, Scott, I'm going to do a sample. I brought a sample pack of our salve that we have. It comes in a bigger bottle than this, but I'm going to show you, Scott, how this works.
Yeah.
If you want to come over here real quick.
Hit it that way.
And so this is one of our sample packs. So I can, we're just going to roll up your sleeve there, and I'll put it on your forearm there. So we'll open up this packet here, and let's go right here. Just put some of that. I got a lot on there for you. And you can kind of tell the listeners what you feel, but it's kind of cooling, and it works for any kind of muscles. This is real good for low back.
And we don't realize I was pulling out carpet and nails yesterday, so that is a very sore forearm.
We'll go up into the elbow there, a little higher there to get your
You couldn't have picked a better
there.
place. Oh,
Yeah.
that feels good.
Yeah. So that just kind of rubs in there and it absorbs, and then that should last for a good couple hours on you, actually. It has a little bit of a menthol scent to it, but that menthol scent, I can smell it, but it goes away pretty quickly, that menthol scent. So you shouldn't feel that too much longer there, or smell that too much longer, but you'll feel the benefits of that, the stop pain. Like I said, it's just a topical. You can spray it on. I used the salve on Scott here to rub it on. There's also a roll-on option. I tell you what, this spray is probably the most popular one. I can't keep this one in my clinic because people keep coming in and buying the spray on option because they really like that spray option. But like I said, they're all the same price. They're only $12. But this is good if you have any low back pain, some neck pain, shoulder pain. You just kind of rub it on, and you feel that little coolness, and that that kind of decreases the pain and soreness that you have. This is really good for any kind of mild pain or soreness. If you're having severe pain, things like that, you need to see a doctor. Come to see us at MRS Physical Therapy. But this is kind of like a mild soreness, like after you've shoveled or something like that, and you have some low back things like that. That's a good option for you. So,
it doesn't burn. It feels like a calming, soothing kind of.
Yeah, it's relaxing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the stop pain there that Scott has on his arm there. Thanks, Scott.
Oh man, I like that.
All right, so the next thing on the bottom, this is real good for the toe of the stocking. And you know what this reminds me of? Remember, you're my age, Scott. Remember you'd get putty in your stocking. What was that called?
Oh,
silly putty. Remember the
that's right.
silly putty?
Yes, you put press down newspapers.
Yes,
on
that was our favorite thing with silly putty. You get
Yes.
it out and you go to the comics. You get the
Yeah.
colored comics in the Sunday paper, and you press down and it pulls the print right off, right?
Magic.
So this reminds me of that silly putty. That's not what this is for. This is therapeutic putty. But when I put this in, I'm like, oh, remember the good old silly putty? They still sell it too. I've seen it around.
Really?
The silly putty. But what this is a therapeutic putty, and it comes in different colors. I brought the yellow, which is the simplest color. But what the therapeutic putty is good for is someone that has any hand strength issues, gripping issues. As we age, we notice our grips getting weaker, or we might have some arthritis developing in our hands, and just kind of working those muscles out with the putty. So you're squeezing it, you're pushing down on it, opening up the hand, you're pulling the fingers towards you, tightening up the hand, working your thumb. You can work individual fingers with the putty. Because it comes in different colors, it has different levels of resistances. Believe it or not, putty is now made with different levels of resistances, and it's color coded for that. We do hand exercises for our patients that have hand issues, arthritis issues, finger issues, thumb issues. They might have sprained or strained something, or just generally weakness over the course of time. Their muscles have gotten weak. You can squeeze it, you can roll it just to work on different hand things. So that putty, again, real inexpensive. It's only $4 for a tub of putty to throw into the stocking. That's a great option too. And I don't know about you, Scott, but when my stocking gets too full, a lot of times the extra stuff lands on the fireplace, right? So I have a couple things that were a little too big for my stocking, but not too expensive and still good stocking stuffers. One is a TENS unit. So the TENS unit we sell is real good for pain, especially low back pain. It's only $40. Super inexpensive, but really good quality device here. When you open it up, it comes with stim pads already in here. It's battery powered, so it comes with the battery, as you can see there. And it's just this little device, but this little device packs a lot of punch. So if you're having any low back pain, shoulder pain, things that electrical current helps decrease pain through something called transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulations called TENS. We use these in our clinic. They're strong enough to use in a clinic setting as well. But for only $40, you can have that same benefit for having something at home, for home use. And like I said, it's for people that have bigger stockings, this can still fit in it.
Now, how does that work? Do you charge it? Or
it has a battery, so you
Okay.
just put the 9-volt battery in, and this actually fits in my stocking as well, but it might not allow a whole lot more in it. But some of the bigger stockings, that TENS unit for only $40 will fit inside of that as well.
And it kind of looks like for those listening, I like a little lunch box, or maybe you want to say.
Yeah, it's a little box, and the size of the unit itself is smaller than your cell phone. So you hook it up, you put it on your back, you turn up the intensity to a level that you're tolerating, not too strong, not too weak, and then you stick it in your pocket, and no one even knows you have it on. So if you have low back pain, you need to get to work or get through your day, or you're wrapping gifts and like, oh man, I can't make it. That TENS unit kind of helps to give you that extra time of being able to do your activity that you need to do without having the continued pain. And then the other thing that doesn't quite fit in the stocking, but it's great extra, is a hot and cold pack. So this is a really popular item because people ask me every day, should I use heat or should I use ice? Well, this can be used for both heat and ice because you can throw it in your microwave and it heats up, or you can throw it in your freezer and it'll cool down to a good temperature for using. They come in different sizes. One's good for your neck and shoulder and knee. The other one's a little bit bigger, more rectangular shaped, and that one's good for your back and your upper back and things like that. Your knee as well. This one is more of a oblong one, so it's a longer one, so you can wrap it around your ankle. Wraps real nice around the ankle, but it's good for both heat and ice. So, people ask me, well, when do I do it? When do I use one? Well, the heat's really good if you're warming up a muscle, preparing for an activity. Sometimes early in the morning or before you do an exercise. The ice is good at the end of the day after you've done an activity to cool things down. Maybe you've caused some inflammation, some swelling. That's when you want to apply the ice to help decrease the pain, decrease the inflammation, decrease the swelling. So using that cold pack is really good for that point in time.
Okay. And you said it's called a hot cold pack, basically.
The hot cold packs, they're only $16, no matter what size, they're the same price. So great option. The most expensive thing I have is the orthotics, which is something you wear in your shoe every day, so you're using it nonstop. So $48 for something you're using every day, that's a pretty good price. Then we go all the way down to the $4 item, which is the putty. So good price ranges for inexpensive items to use for stocking stuffers. They're all very helpful and healthful. So the healthful, for a healthy new year, these will all help you out in those ways.
This time of year, I don't know if you've seen the meme. It says if your birthday begins with the numbers 1 and 9, you probably shouldn't be on the floor wrapping presents. Because we're sitting there, or we're in an
That's
awkward
right.
position, and then it's time to get up. When you make an old man or old woman.
Yeah,
noise.
I have some patients right now that were on the floor for too long wrapping presents, and they had low back pain. That's why I'm treating them for. So that's a good point, because that actually does happen. People that are on the floor for too long trying to wrap presents, and then they get up and like, oh boy, that was too long of doing the same activity for a period of time.
I notice you have a snow shovel over there. We'll get into that in a little bit. But we're going to do Noah News. I do have Noah's News, so you hold tight. We'll be back with more of Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy, giving us tips on how to be healthy for the new year and Christmas. Here's Noah.
Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning. On this Wednesday, December 17th of 2025, we will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. A robbery occurred yesterday at 12:07 a.m. in Aliquippa at the 7-Eleven on 2680 Broadhead Road. The City of Aliquippa Police Department is asking for the help of the public to identify the male suspect who escaped the store and went to the subway area on Broadhead Road after he stole 2 cartons of cigarettes and threatened to shoot the store clerk even though he did not display a firearm. The public in the Aliquippa area are also advised to check their cameras and to notify the City of Aliquippa Police Department by calling 724-378-8000 if you have any information on this male suspect. The picture and description of him can be found on our website at beavercountyradio.com. A major water break occurred in the area of Chippewa yesterday morning that caused low water pressure there. It shut down Route 51 because a contractor hit one of the main lines in that area. An investigation also occurred to find out where the water came from. The Beaver Falls Municipal Authority dispatched someone out so the problem can be fixed and the water can be shut off so it can be isolated to begin repairs on the break. Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit Board members are currently considering proposal to remediate and repair New Horizons School, which is operating in a temporary location in Midland this year. The school is currently at risk of closing while crews are working to remove asbestos from the Beaver School, which works with students with special needs that has about 170 students. The estimated cost of the project is just under $15 million, but that is not finalized. Several districts in Beaver County have recently raised concerns about the financing and cost of this project. The Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit Board will have a meeting in Monaca tonight at 6:30 p.m. about this issue. The Beaver County Sports Hall of Fame announced on Monday who will be inducted into its class of 2026. The 10 people that were selected that day will all be honored at a banquet at the club at Shadow Lakes in Aliquippa on June 13, 2026. This group includes the current interim head coach for football at Penn State University and Aliquippa native Terry Smith for coaching, and New Brighton's the franchise Shane Douglas for professional wrestling. Pennsylvania State Police in Beaver reported via release yesterday that an incident of harassment occurred in Independence Township on the morning of November 3, 2025. This happened along 165 Thompson Hill Road at 7:19 a.m., and a complaint states that 39-year-old Alex Patterson of Wampum hit his girlfriend, 39-year-old Mandy Martin of Mars, Pennsylvania. Patterson was arrested for assaulting Martin after police located him. First Assistant United States Attorney Troy Ravetti announced yesterday that a resident of McKees Rocks has been indicted by a federal grand jury in Pittsburgh on a charge of violating a federal firearms law. 26-year-old Mark Lamar Beavers was the sole defendant in the one-count indictment. According to the indictment, on or about August 26, 2025, Beavers, as a convicted felon, possessed 2 firearms and ammunition. Federal law prohibits that a convicted felon should possess a firearm or ammunition. Beavers could receive a maximum total sentence of up to 15 years in jail, a fine of up to $250,000, or both provided by the law. And the Chabad Jewish Center of Cranberry gathered together yesterday in freedom to pay respects to the victims of the targeted shooting at the Bondi Beach Jewish community's Hanukkah celebration that happened in Australia. Australian authorities have stated that the mass shooting, which killed 15 people on Sunday, was an anti-Semitic terror attack.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Today it'll be mostly cloudy and breezy with highs of 41 and lows of 27. Sunny skies and a chance of rain expected tomorrow. We are going to see a warm up during the day, but as temperatures drop through the evening, we could see a rain and snow mix after midnight. Look for highs of 51 and lows of 26. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Broadcasting from the Fry Transportation Group studios in Brighton Township, it is Scott Tady, joined in studio by Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy, always giving us great ideas on how to be stretched out and how to feel better, how to work on our muscles and our posture. And Dale brought in a Christmas stocking today, some great ideas. Very thankful.
Yeah, some great stocking stuffer ideas for those that are, you got a week to go, folks. 1 week and then the big day is here. So some ideas to have a healthy and helpful Christmas. Like I said, we have a multitude of different items that we sell in both of our offices. So you can come down and pick them up. You can come down and pick them up today. So if you want to come to our Bridgewater office, the Bridgewater office is right in the heart of Bridgewater inside Stone Point Landing. 500 Market Street is the address, Suite 103. And just stop down to MRS Physical Therapy and you can pick up any of these items today. Or if you want to call us and say, hey, are you going to be there on Christmas Eve, for example? I'm last minute. Well, we are there in the morning on Christmas Eve, but not in the afternoon. But you can call us at 724-728-7550. Or if you want to get a stretch gift certificate and you plan on coming, you want to make sure that we're ready for you to come and give us a call for the stretch program. You can call us to schedule a stretch, any of those things. If you're coming out if you're in the Cranberry area, you're shopping out in Cranberry, you live in that area, you can come to see us at Cranberry Physical Therapy. Cranberry Physical Therapy is on Route 19, right next to North Park Lounge, and that number is 724-591-8121. All these items are also for sale out in the Cranberry Physical Therapy office, and we also do the stretch program in both offices. So any one of our therapists can give you a good stretch if you want to do the stretch program with us. Like I said,
one of the items you brought in the stocking was that Stop Pain Solve, and I can still feel it working on my arm. It still feels it's soothing.
Yeah, I have a little bit on my arm too, and you still feel that cooling action, right?
Yeah.
That cooling action, that lasts for a good couple hours. It's really good quality stuff that we started carrying about 8 years ago. We actually used to carry a different product that was a highly competitive product, but this is the better product by far, and everyone that used this and used the other product, they felt this was much better. We also sell a similar product for migraines, for people that suffer from migraines. You just put a little dab behind your ear, and it helps people with headaches and migraines. Boy, this is a big time of year for migraines, right? With all the noise and stress and everything like that, people get migraines all the time. That product's really nice, same price point. You get a packet, a box that has there's little packets in it for the migraines, so you can just use those packs when you get them, kind of thing. The Stop Pain is a really excellent product. I like it a lot. So, but either our clinics, you can get any of these products at any time if you want to add these to your stocking stuffers.
You have to do a lot of continuing education, I bet, and research on these products. How do you keep tabs on what the best new products are?
I had someone approach me with it. I'm like, I've never heard of it, but I'll try it. And I had my staff and my family try it, to be honest, and they like, this is way better than the other stuff they've used. And then once I started to sell it, my patients are like, I want this. The other stuff is not as strong. This is more effective, and this is a much stronger, more effective topical that we found for our patients. So the Stop Pain's been really beneficial, and it's been a hot product for us. And it's not expensive. It's only $12 to purchase. So it's good. But what we're going to talk about next is we're going to talk about the 4-letter word snow with the other letter, the other long word shoveling. So snow shoveling. Fortunately, Scott, the next couple days we shouldn't have to be doing a lot of snow shoveling, right? I heard temperatures in the 60s. Like, wow. Well, although it might be a good opportunity when that ice has melted to get some of that stuff off your driveway. That's my issue. Some of that ice formed on my driveway, and it's really hard to get up. So we had all that snow, and we got the initial snow off of it, but then some ice developed. So I got to wait till it melts a little bit. So now's the time to shovel all that extra slush and stuff off. So maybe the next couple days is a good time to snow shovel just to get extra slush and stuff off your sidewalks. But we have several helpful tips. The S tips, as I call it, the 7 helpful S tips with snow shoveling that you want to think about when you snow shovel to take care of your back so you don't get injured shoveling snow. So we have the WBVP snow shovel here to demo with. So I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to talk about the 7 S's here.
Yeah, I'm still sore. I've shoveled twice already this December, and I'm still paying the price.
Well, I'll tell you what, the snows we had were pretty heavy snows, too. So it's not just quantity, but when you get that wet snow, right?
Yeah.
That wet snow is what can be really heavy. So we're going to go through the 7 S's here. The first one is keeping your spine straight. You don't want to twist. So when I talk about that, you want to keep your spine straight. You don't want to be twisting when you're doing things. And you can twist when you're shoveling. You can twist when you're throwing the snow, which is the worst thing. You want to try to keep your spine straight. Just keep everything linear. So when you're shoveling, you're keeping the spine straight like this, and you're lifting, and then you're turning. So you're not twisting like this back and forth, because that's going to put a lot of stress on your back. So you want to keep your spine straight. So your first S is keeping your spine straight.
I think we get impatient, and I do the exact thing you just did. You spin.
Yeah, you're like going like this, right? You're throwing it over your shoulder, you're throwing it sideways. You want to pivot and turn your body, so you're keeping everything
right. That takes an
in
extra
the same
step,
direction. You want the shovel in front of your hips, the hips in front of your trunk, your head all positioned together, your toes pointing in the same direction that you're going. So just turning your body like that. Okay.
Yep.
The second S is switching sides. And what that means is you're starting out on the one side, and every couple times you just want to switch to the other side. Now, this might be a little challenging for some people if you're not ambidextrous, if you're one side dominant than the other. But switching your sides every few minutes kind of helps to balance the load. So just one side of your body is not getting all the strain. One arm isn't doing all the work. So you're kind of sharing the load across. So that's the second S, switching sides. The third S is small loads or push the snow. So especially with really wet snow, don't try to load up your shovel with as much snow as you can get into it. That's going to increase the weight of the load, especially with the heavy snow. Just do a small amount of load before you pick it up, and you turn it, and you drop it. Or just push the snow across. If you're going to your driveway, do side to side versus long, so you're kind of just pushing the snow off to the side. Then you're not actually having to lift it up, those heavy loads. Or if you do have to lift it up, make sure your load is smaller. So small loads, pushing the snow.
You said side to side, not long.
As far as if you have a long driveway and you're trying to push the snow, you're not going to make it to the end of the driveway pushing the snow. If you go side to side, start in the middle, push it to one side, start in the middle, push it to the other side. You might just be able to push the snow back and forth. If you have a single car driveway or in a double car driveway, you might be fine just pushing the snow from side to side. All right, the next S is step in the direction you're throwing the snow, bending the knees and lifting. So like I said, this kind of goes in hand with not twisting. You want to step in the direction that you're throwing the snow. So you're stepping towards it. You're not throwing it this way. If you do have to move the snow over this way, then you lift it, you bend with your knees, you turn, then you step in the direction that you're throwing the snow. So again, that kind of goes in hand with keeping everything linear, keeping everything in front of you. The toe faces the shovel, the hips face the shovel, the trunk should face the shovel, your head. Everything should be straight and linear, no twisting. You should never have your toes pointed one direction and your shovel pointed in the other direction. That means you've twisted your body. It increases the stress on your low back. Okay? The next S is your shoes. We talk about shoes all the time here, right? What do you wear on your feet? You want something with good traction, not as likely to slip, not as likely to fall when you're working outside. So good shoe traction is important. The next S is shell out the cash. If you're older and you really shouldn't be snow shoveling, so snow shoveling is considered a high level intensity activity, okay? You're outside, it's gonna raise your heart rate up. If you have heart conditions or if you're older, that kids don't come out as much, but there's still kids out there. I still see kids in the neighborhood, $10, $15, $20, I'll shovel your walk for you. By all means, shell out the cash and have someone do it for you, especially with the heavier snows. The last thing you want to do is, have a fall and break your hip or hurt yourself. Then you're going to be shelling out the cash to the insurance company in the hospital. Guarantee it's 100 times more costly if you have that kind of event than paying some kid down the street to do it for you. So shell out the cash if you're older. If it's going to be, a burden for you if you have heart conditions, because snow shoveling is considered a high physical activity for strength and endurance.
Is there a recommended time how long you say someone should be out there shoveling? If they're, 40 or whatever, like how long would you have them stop? Maybe 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 7 minutes or what?
Yeah, actually, that's the next thing here, Scott.
Oh, wow.
So the next S is short breaks. So Scott doesn't even know what I'm talking about. He rolls right into what I'm talking about. Taking short breaks and pacing yourself. So you want to take a break every 15 to 20 minutes. So that's a break from the activity, but also a hydration break or maybe a short stretch break as well. So every 15 or 20 minutes, take a short break. A simple stretch break is going to be put your hands behind your back and just kind of extending back. Because all this time you've been bending forward and you're lean forward. You want to give that back a break, the muscles a break. Just kind of stand up, hands behind your back, extend that, hold for about a 10-second hold, and that'll help reverse some of the stress and strain you've been putting on your back all while you're doing that snow shoveling. So those are the 7 S's of snow shoveling for how to do it properly. Remember, bending with your knees, using those big leg muscles, the big glute muscles there to do the lifting. If you don't have to lift, just kind of pushing it across, making sure everything stays linear. Your toes are in the same direction as the shovel, as the hips, as your trunk. When you're going back and forth, taking short breaks as you can, and then you'll have a good healthy new year by taking care of your back. The last thing you want is a fall and hurting your back from snow shoveling or straining your back from snow shoveling, and it happens all the time.
I think I'd add an eighth S would be San Diego. Consider moving somewhere warm. But no, that
How
is
about
helpful.
south?
Yeah, south.
Going south. That's another S we can add in there. I'd be happy to do that. I might end up being a snowbird eventually when I retire. I don't know. I wouldn't mind that lifestyle either.
That reminds me, we're Facebook friends now. I'm jealous. You were on Mount Washington. You scaled Mount Washington in New Hampshire, from what I saw.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, that was
bucket list.
That was a great journey, and we took the train up, the cogwheel rail that takes you up there. But the weather up there is crazy. I mean, it can be beautiful down at the bottom of the mountain. You go up the top, it feels like you're in the winter wonderland. It's wild. The top.
It's like the windiest place in America.
And remember, that's not the Pittsburgh Mount Washington we're talking about.
Right.
We're talking about New Hampshire. So yeah, they're like, wow, Pittsburgh's that different? Like, no, it's not Pittsburgh. That's New Hampshire. But because I've seen people make that confusion. But yeah, the S's of snow shoveling help to take care of your body. People have heart attacks snow shoveling. It's a high level of intensity, so you got to be careful with it. Really take care of your body. So. Keep in mind, if you need physical therapy, you don't need a prescription to come see us. You can come to see us under direct access. So you just refer yourself, basically. If you have a mild sprain or strain, you did maybe tweak your back snow shoveling, or your knees bothering you, just give us a call and you come in for some therapy. You don't need to see the doctor first. That's our direct access program.
You also gave us some helpful tips not too long ago about if you are falling, ways to protect yourself where you're not falling.
Yeah, and also I should bring that up with the snow shoveling is take small steps. That should be another S. I'm going to end up with 10 S's by the end of this program now, Scott. We have all these new S's. But taking small steps, we say walk like a penguin. Keep your feet right underneath your hips when you're walking, so you're less likely to slip and fall. When you take your normal stride, if you're on a slippery surface, you're just going to go whoop. Your feet are going to go right out from underneath you. You're going to land on your back. You won't even know what happened. All of a sudden, you're lying in the snowbank, and you're like, well, how'd that happen? Well, hopefully you don't get hurt. But taking small steps can help decrease the likelihood of you falling as well if you're on a slippery surface, whether it's snow or ice or things like that. So, but yeah, all these great stocking stuffer ideas. If you want to pick something up, just come down to MRS Physical Therapy right in Bridgewater, or come to Cranberry Physical Therapy right in the heart of Cranberry next to North Park Lounge. If you want to call us at either one of those clinics to schedule a stretch or schedule some therapy for yourself, the Bridgewater Clinic, the phone number is 724-728-7550. The Cranberry Clinic is 724-591-8121. If you want to check us out on online, our website is mrsphysicaltherapy.com, and you can check out all sorts of helpful hints and tips for whatever diagnosis someone told you might have. It's much more accurate than a Google search. Or if you want to check out any of our products, like I said, they're all very reasonably priced, and they're less expensive than you're going to find on your Amazon sites and things like that. So, yeah, just thank you for joining in and watching us online, watching on Facebook, and listening in if you're listening. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy, safe New Year.
Back to you, Dale Reck. It's always good having you in the studio. And I would add, we've had this on our Facebook page. So if you heard Dale say something and you want to catch, again, the phone number, maybe you're driving or something, go to our Facebook page. Everything is right there. But
awesome. Thanks, Scott, so much. Appreciate it.
Yes. All right, good stocking stuffer ideas from MRS Physical Therapy.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Need a new job? Apply at McDonald's. You could work anywhere from 3 hours up to 8 hour shifts. Whatever you choose. Get